Good morning and welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. We sure do appreciate you joining us on this chilly January morning. Mona?
That's right, Clyde. We love it when you do. You're always a blessing to us, and we hope that we can be a blessing to you. We will, because we've got a great show for you today.
Yes, we do. We got Lisa Andrews here. She's going to talk to us about how to make sure we preserve our fruits and vegetables. But since we're on that theme in the first place, Mona, let's talk a little bit about a cookbook author that would strike you as kind of weird. I mean, imagine taking cooking advice from a lizard, right? That makes no sense at all. And yet there he is with his own book, Lenny, the one-year-old central bearded dragon. Boy, is he handsome.
Well, handsome wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. Yuck was the first thing that came to my mind.
All right, Mona, don't hate. Don't hate now. Don't hate. Lenny actually has put together a book called Cooking for Humans. And in that book, he talks a little bit about some wonderful recipes you might have. Lenny really is a marketing gimmick, Mona. Now, I know that surprises you, that a lizard would be a marketing gimmick.
Well, you know what? I can only hope so. You know, I was reading about it, and she buys these little hats for the lizard on Etsy, and she says he loves dressing up. Really? How do you know that? How do you know that the lizard really loves dressing up? That's my question.
She's in deep communication with that lizard, Mona. She and that lizard have a relationship. Now, the she we're talking about, by the way, is Valerie, who is a mom. She's got some kids, but she's also got the lizard there. She had a catering business before the pandemic, but of course, along comes reality, and she comes up with a different way to make it work for her. So it's a cookbook full of ideas from her and her buddy, Lenny the Lizard, who she says is the star chef. Now, Mona, the question is, would you take advice from a book that quotes a lizard?
No. And let me explain let me explain why. Because
I can't wait to hear this.
I don't know if there is anything in there about how to wash your hands after touching a lizard, because lizards are disgusting and they have germs. And I'm like, if she's not washing her hands, or if she's just touching the lizard and then continue to, oh no, that would not go in my house. You know, wash your hands. And lizards, I don't even know if they can wash their own hands. So you know what, I'm not taking advice from and you know what, I take advice from almost anybody, Clyde, on my cooking. I truly do. But I'm drawing the line at lizard. Drawing the line.
Just so you know, Mona, some geckos, since they don't have eyelids, you know how they keep their eyes moist. This you'll love it. They lick them. So imagine having a gecko or lizard in your house licking its eye.
Now, you know what, Clyde? You have told me something that I didn't know. And that often happens, where you enlighten me on things.
With trivial stuff that really doesn't matter, right?
But it's funny all the same. Funny all the same. Well, Clyde, you know what? As the pandemic drags on, people may be ordering their groceries online or making fewer trips to the store. Either way, it's important to make our food last longer. And in addition to that, reducing food waste saves money as well as the amount of food going to the landfill. And to talk to us and help us, Lisa. Welcome back our registered dietitian, Lisa Andrews. And she's got some ways to improve storage and shelf life of your favorite foods. Lisa, we always love having you here. Thanks so much.
Hey, nice to see you, Mona. Thanks for having me today.
All right, so talk about some what you recommend and how we should properly store some of our food so that it lasts longer.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to start with some seasonal fruit. So first thing with bananas or pears, you really want them to ripen first before you put them in the refrigerator to stop the ripening. And I like to do this thing, what I call a banana blanket, because there's some gases in the bananas that will help ripen the pears. So once those are ripe, then you'll want to put them in the refrigerator to make them last a little bit longer, or ideally eat them, you know, because let's face it, food is for eating.
That's right.
Apples.
So let me just ask right quick, will the pears take on a banana flavor at all?
No, because they've got a nice tough skin around them, so they're not going to taste like bananas. What some people will do is put the pears in a brown paper bag, just put them in a bag with a ripe banana, and within a couple days, your pears are ripe.
All
You
right.
can
So
do the
what
same
about
thing with,
berries?
yeah, so berries are really temperamental. So I would use your berries within 1 or 2 days of purchase, particularly raspberries, or just store them in the refrigerator and don't clean them. Like, don't clean them until you're going to use them. So just keep them dirty, I guess, and put them in the refrigerator as is. Just make sure they're covered, but then, use them within 1 or 2 days because they don't have a very long shelf life.
You are absolutely right about that. That has happened to me, and I always feel like, man, I wasted my money. But
Yeah.
talk about fresh herbs. How do we store those to make them last longer?
Yeah, so it depends on the herb. So if you have basil, you'll want to keep basil actually at room temperature. Otherwise, it browns when it's in the refrigerator. So if you don't care about the color, that's okay. But otherwise, I would keep it on your countertop just like you would tomatoes. An herb like cilantro, you can put it in water. You can also do this with asparagus. So the stems of the plant are going to suck up some of that water, and it's going to keep them fresher longer. And just keep it away from other stuff in the refrigerator so you don't knock it over, and then you have a big pot of cilantro soup in your fridge to have to clean up. Citrus fruit and apples, ironically, we put these on the counter, but they should really be in the refrigerator. They're going to last a lot longer. So with citrus or apples, you'll just want to put them in some kind of plastic bag, and they'll keep much, much longer than if you put them on the counter. The problem is, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So you just need to remember, oh yeah, I have some fruit in my refrigerator that I need to eat. But it is going to keep longer in the fridge.
Those
Same
are
thing
really
with
good
peppers.
tips.
Peppers,
Yeah.
keep them in the fridge.
Oh, okay. That's really good tips. I got it. Before we just have a couple minutes left, I want to make sure we get to things like dairy, milk, and eggs. How can they last longer?
So I would just say, in general, try to ignore the sell-by or the best-by date, because a lot of times your dairy products are going to last at least 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes longer than what that expiration date is. So your best bet is to smell it. And if it smells funky or it tastes funky, then obviously throw it out, but otherwise it's going to last a little bit longer. Your eggs, ideally, use them by the best by date, but even after that, they're good for a good 3 to 4 weeks after. So try not to throw things out right away just because you see that expiration date. It's probably still good.
That is really good advice. We appreciate that. Hey, Lisa, where can people reach you if they want to get more information about your company, Soundbites Nutrition?
So my website, you actually have it up right there, soundbitesnutrition.com. I'm on Twitter at NutriGirl, same thing with Instagram. I try to post some recipes and rants, product reviews, whatnot, and little tips to help people.
All right. We appreciate you coming on the show always. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. Great to see you guys. Take care. Stay safe.
All right. Clyde.
As you or your loved ones age, reevaluating living arrangements can be overwhelming and intimidating. For that reason, Oasis Senior Advisors is here to help eliminate that stress and guide you towards the best senior living options possible.
We are Chris and Shauna Byler, and we are your Oasis Senior Advisors, representing the west side of Cincinnati and northern Kentucky. As Oasis Senior Advisors, we offer a free service to help people navigate difficult life changes that impact themselves or their loved ones and establish the best quality of life as they age.
We're fortunate people are living longer than ever. If you're 65 right now, you can expect to live 20 or more years. But as we age, our physical and medical needs increase. 90% of seniors plan to stay in their own homes, aging in place for 5 to 10 more years. Less than half of people over 70 say it's easy to live independently. Renovation costs to modify a home as you age are very expensive.
As an Oasis Senior Advisor, we do find that most seniors often resist making a move, whether it's into independent living, assisted living, or memory care. Their concerns about loss of privacy, independence, or perhaps even being forgotten by loved ones and friends can keep someone from making that move. Though there are many stressors, the cost of moving, living in a senior community, cutting emotional ties with a family home, our one-on-one approach with you and your family will help guide you through this process.
You can count on your Oasis Senior Advisor to find living options that meet their financial situation, provide the level of independence they desire, match their personalities and interests to their new environment, and reduce the stress of moving for all involved.
Here's some proactive tips. Get the topic out in the open. Think and talk about moving well before it becomes an emergency. Explain your concerns about them living at home. taking a fall, forgetting to take their medication, or just needing help around the house. Engage them in the conversation. Ask how they feel about the process and reinforce that this decision could give you both peace of mind.
So when it's time to make a move or even start the conversation, let an Oasis senior advisor help you determine the right place for yourself or a loved one. Our service is free and we look forward to meeting you.
Well, let's talk about skincare. On top of the normal skincare concerns that harsh weather brings, now many of us face irritations caused by face masks or increased dryness from soaps and hand sanitizers. Well, Derek Foster has tips to take control of your skin year-round.
It's time to protect your skin from what could be an unprecedented winter.
CeraVe did a survey, and 51% of participants expect their skin to be worse this year compared to every prior winter.
Consider this advice for extra relief this season.
The biggest thing in terms of protecting our skin barrier is replenishing something called ceramides. I recommend CeraVe moisturizing cream on a daily basis to replenish these ceramides and protect our skin barrier.
Learn more at CeraVe.com.
Good advice. Now, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, if you like DIY projects, you'll love AR Workshop. We'll talk to the people behind this boutique to see how they're helping people create canvas pillows, farmhouse signs, chunky knit blankets, and a whole lot more. Plus, you know him from Jeopardy. Now Ken Jennings will take our questions is how I should have emphasized that, and then got it right when I said emphasized. Anyway, about his appearance on ABC's game show, The Chase. Wow, all that and so much more just a few minutes away. Welcome back. He's proven to be one of the smartest men in America, and now this Jeopardy champion is on a new game show, matching wits with average Joes. The show is called The Chase, and it's on ABC. So let's talk to the man himself, former Jeopardy contestant Ken Jennings. Ken, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. All right. The show, The Chase, is a much different format than the one we know you most, we most associate you with, Jeopardy. How are you enjoying it thus far?
I've always loved this format. The Chase has been a hit in the UK for many years, and I've always hoped it would make it over to the US in prime time. It's just a fantastically paced show. It's one of these high drama, high stakes shows, just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or whatever, except that it also has the speed of Jeopardy. We pack in well over 100 trivia questions every show, and it moves fast. It's a real brain buster.
Right, and when you pack in those questions, they tend to lean a bit more towards pop culture instead of history or science. How does that affect the game? Is it harder or is it easier for you? Ken, did I lose you?
Memes and slang just as fast as they do. So I tend to keep up with pop culture just to annoy my kids.
Okay. Now, your first Jeopardy show aired this week. Obviously, it was a repeat. How did that feel?
I was guest hosting Jeopardy this week. We taped them, as you say, well back in November, and they're airing now. But it was a lot of pressure, you know. People are very used to Alex on that show. I'm still missing Alex. That's still raw for a lot of people. I think Jeopardy fans are literally grieving in a way because they've never known a version of the show without him in most cases. And I just wanted to do it well for that reason. I didn't want to let Alex down, and it was a lot of pressure.
Oh, I can imagine it was, and thank you for straightening me out on that. So talk a little bit about the whole celebrity that attaches to you now around Jeopardy and around game shows and that sort of thing. What's that been like?
You know, I've had 15 years to get used to people associating me with Jeopardy, and that's always been nothing but a pleasure because it was always my favorite show as a kid. You know, I would run home from school every day to watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. I really kind of imprinted on the idea of Jeopardy as a place where smart people could be rewarded and questions would have answers and facts mattered. And that was very formative for me as kind of a geeky young kid. And the fact that I'm now closely associated with the show today it's pretty much a dream come true. It's brought nothing but good into my life.
Well, that's great. So let's get people to The Chase. How can they find the show?
Chase airs Thursdays every evening on ABC. I think it's 9/8 Central. And you'll see the three Jeopardy goats trying to face off against, teams of regular trivia Joes who team up on us to try to win big money. It's a great, fast-paced show if you like game shows.
That sounds like fun. Ken, thank you so much for talking to us today.
It was a pleasure. Have a good one.
You too. Mona?
Well, if you like getting your hands dirty and creating something beautiful from raw materials, then you are going to love our next guest. She runs a boutique that helps you live out your DIY dreams. Yes, and some of our nightmares too. Katie, and to tell us more, I want to welcome Katie DePompey from AR Workshop in Mason. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Katie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you.
All right, you're going to make our dreams come true. Tell us a little bit about AR Workshop and what people can do there.
Yeah, so you did a great job explaining it. It's a DIY workshop where people can come and create pretty customized home decor. So you start with raw materials and it's a lot of woodworking. You build it from scratch and you end up with something really beautiful at the end of the workshop.
All right, so tell us about some of the popular products or projects rather that you have done in the past.
Yeah, so we started out as a workshop mainly building wood signs, so those are definitely still very popular. We've added other projects like canvas pillow covers and canvas hanging signs, and then one of our absolutely most popular projects has been chunky knit blankets, which you see in that picture there. The chunky knit blankets, we teach hand knitting process, so they are super cozy. It's very thick yarn, and you can make these projects in the workshop and at home now.
Okay, so tell me about how long does it take to, let's just say something simple like the sign. How long does it take to make that?
Yeah, most of our workshops are 3 hours.
Okay, all right. So, Katie, tell me, you also have to-go kits, right? Talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, so one positive outcome of 2020 was that we had to transition our business model rather quickly when we got shut down to DIY to go. And those have been a lifesaver for us, and I think also for a lot of our customers at home that aren't able to get out of their house but still want to do these crafts. So we have all different stuff. We have larger wood signs that you can do at home, the chunky knit blankets you can do at home, and then we have really cute little things too. We had ornaments over Christmas, and now we have like a Valentine's Day garland, so they're on these little wood slices here. And all of our kits come with everything that you need. So paint and brushes and stencils and instructions, everything's included.
All right, so it sounds like you make it easy. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy is the wool cuddly blanket?
The wool cuddly blanket is pretty easy, but I would recommend it for maybe ages 11 or 12 and older. Younger than that, I wouldn't have maybe the focus for making an entire blanket without help. But the younger kids could definitely do some of our other wood to-go kits.
All right, all right. If people want to learn more, tell me how they can get in touch with you and connect with you, Katie.
Yeah, they can go to our website, which is www.arworkshop.com. They can find class schedules for our Mason location and our High Park Square location using that link. And you can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Really enjoyed you. And it sounds like fun. Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great
All right, Mona, more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, be sure to check us out on Facebook. That's where we post all our guest segments and community stories there for you to watch and share with your friends. Follow us now, facebook.com/Cincy Lifestyle. We'll be right back. Now, there's a rumor out there that sunshine is coming our way today, and if it does, temperatures will be a little bit warmer, about 10 degrees warmer than Monday, topping out in the low 40s. Fingers crossed. Mona?
That's right. And you know what, Clyde, coming up tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle, are you ready to relive the glory days? Well, we're going to take you back in time, and we both remember this. And by visiting a
Don't
local
volunteer
vintage
me
shop
for that.
that sells everything from authentic flapper dress to the bright neon tracksuit. I think I still have one of those.
Okay, yeah, those we remember, unfortunately. Then, if you're looking for a healthier way to fry up food, have we got you covered? We're going to have a few air fryer recipes you are sure to love, like garlic bread. And that's all in just a matter of minutes. So all that and so much more is happening tomorrow right here on Cincy Lifestyle. And yes, I love air fryers, so air fryer recipes work well for me.
That's going to be fun. Clyde, I have to mention that a member of our IT department at WCPO 9 called us in, and she gave us some pushback on the lizard cookbook. She said she owns some reptiles, and she would absolutely take cooking advice from a lizard. So, thank you for writing in, and we appreciate you, Kim. And thank you so much for joining us today. And that's Cincy Lifestyle for Tuesday, January 12th. And remember, reach out to us. We have all the ways that you can right there on the screen. And hey, if you take a cooking lesson from a lizard, let us know that too. We appreciate it. And if you missed the top of the show, boy, did you miss this joke. Okay, you know what? We'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great day.
Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.